Good morning, this is Pixie doing another video. I'm dealing with kind of bitterness, and I think it's trying to get the right balance of male energy. So if you've experienced somebody, maybe they didn't treat you as well as you'd like, or I don't know, for whatever reason, but you might have a bit of a slight defense mechanism, and I think it's working with that. So, I mean, for me, it was kind of like it's stuff to do with my boss, really, CEO, and I don't know if my manager's left or not, and she's taken over the reins, and I haven't spoken to her for a good 4-something months, and recently she started communicating quite a bit with me. But I would say quite a bit, just like a few text messages, and basically I was off with COVID, so she didn't really have a choice, so I was told to make contact with her, so I texted her, and then she sort of said, please do this, please do that, and I hope, get better or whatever. And then she asked how I was feeling, but there was no follow-up responses to it. So I thought it was just one of these welfare things a manager does. So instead of saying how I feel, I just said basically, I was talking about symptoms really. I just had a bit of a cold and sore throat and sinuses and things, and a bit of a headache and stuff. So yeah, I just said I've got a bit of brain fog and sore throat and so on. And then when I tested negative, I was back to work. She called me up and only rang for a short period of time and it hung up. So I thought, okay. So I rang her, and then it was quiet for a bit, and I went, "Oh, hi," and she went, "Yes," and she just didn't rush to say anything. And then maybe she didn't recognise my voice at first, and she chatted for a bit. She said, "Well, you don't sound very well," and I said, "Well, if you remember, I had COVID, so it's sort of like I'm going to get instantly sound perfect a day after negative, results or something." And I just felt like, because I don't know, the basic story is that she kind of was a bit flirty at the party. I wasn't sure why. I wasn't really aware of her background so much. So I mean, since lockdown, not seeing her and everything over the COVID period, I think she had another child, so it's 3 kids, and that's a massive red flag. I don't get involved with women with 3 children. And also, I didn't know whether she'd separated or not, because the way she was acting towards me, and I assumed she was married. It was just like she was drinking alcohol and having fun, and it's what you call a street mentality, basically. It's okay to flirt if I know where I'm at, but if you're flirting, you're staring at people to get. I mean, I don't stare at people. There might be innuendos, there might be subtle things. But I wouldn't be staring at someone in a way that, if I stared at if I stared at a bloke like that, you'd think I was looking for a fight. And if a woman stares at a bloke like that, he's going to think that she wants to snog or something, because she's constant, or there's something going on there, much more than a friendship, because you're locking eye contact for a good virtual minute. If I just stared at her, I don't think she'd break eye contact. And the thing is, I don't want to sound bitter, but I also don't want to be treated badly. That's the problem. And then I think to myself, am I just hurting myself? Is it just me that's being butthurt? And then she say, well, why are you butthurt? Because it's not her who needs to forgive you or something. It's your own self that needs to forgive yourself. You let yourself become vulnerable, even though you wasn't looking for it, and felt manipulated in some way, or whether it was a game or what, I don't know. Maybe I should have been more clued up, but I haven't seen the person for 2 or 3 years, and they're acting in a way that I didn't expect to receive, really, emotionally. I expected them just to be friendly and have a chat, and that was it, not sort of be stary and and eyes seem to be following me around the room and everything. So maybe a little bit of distance. I think it's masculine energy I'm projecting, in that I'm not rushing to please her in any way. It's I'm not saying, "Oh, how are you doing?" and all this sort of really happy stuff. I just hi, and then okay, sometimes I said, oh, that sounds lovely. You know, it's kind of like lovely darling, all these sorts of things. You know, it's more playful. Nah, just like, oh, that's cool, right. Let's get to the end of it. But the thing is, I was just kind of like, have I become more bitter? Has my heart become more hardened? And possibly it wants to be, because it doesn't want to be used by other people. And if someone's interested in me, at least, I guess it's stupid that guys want it spelled out, but they do want some inkling, because they walk straight into situations where, clearly there's another guy, and she does things like, if you go to these social things, she takes off a wedding ring as well, so she's got some whopping diamond on it. But it seems strange behaviour to take your ring off when you go to a party. It's like, well, I'm at a party, I can do what I like now. So I don't know. It might be like a women's thing. It might be like, I'm with loads of women. This guy's a trophy of mine. I'm going to make sure that they know that. And I don't know. So a little bit of distant stuff. And also I've noticed it's popping up on my social media a bit. Normally she used to advertise work and stuff through the business account. Now she looks like she's doing it for her own private account. And it come up and it kind of popped up on my notifications of potentially something to be interested in. And so basically I come off that group and I blocked her, not because I'm sort of an arsehole, but the thing is, I don't want stuff that's going to dwell on my mind, basically. I don't want to see her and her husband and her, because sometimes people stick them and their partners on Facebook and all sorts of stuff. I don't want to see anything like that on there. I don't want to know, really. And also I don't want her watching me, spying on me, looking at my pictures, being talked about. I'd rather the less she knows about me, the better. And if that drives her crazy, great. Because people like access to information. Suddenly, if she tries to look me up, she's like, well, I can't see his profile. Has he come off Facebook? What's happened? But then it'd be quite obvious, well, he must have blocked me then or something. And that's just for me. And then the next bit's a Christmas party. How do I receive that? Because the thing is, I think deep down I care about her, and that's because I always cared about her, but I think by her behaviour that kind of made it a lot worse. It's like, well, it doesn't matter, you can just feel this way now. She's giving you consent, and she hasn't. That's the problem. My brain's read it as consent, and it's parts of the brain, because the thing has been like a different species to women, that my brain's accepted that she gave some partial consent to something, and it's triggered a whole loads of psychological mental health issues. Because like, I'm telling myself no, my brain's saying, well, you never know. It's like, no, no. It's like that. It's like some little child in your head that's trying to tell you to do, well, what happens if we, no. It's like Christmas. Can I have my presents? So it's reinforcing a psychology that works, and also the bitterness. So often they said you've got to love somebody as if they're free and you can let them go. I think you also need to love yourself as free and let it go, because you allowed yourself to feel something for somebody, and you're punishing yourself for feeling that way, when actually all you're doing is just being a human being. So just like, let it go. And that's it, really. There's no reason why. I'd probably be a bit hot and cold with her, which is fine. Next time I might just say, oh, hello darling, how are you doing? And or whatever, yeah, just be nice. It doesn't really matter, because I've got some London in me. I can get away calling people darling and stuff like that, like mate. Just give it a go. But I think that's the most important lesson, is about loving yourself, and also letting yourself be free. That's the thing. It's not just about them, it's about you, and then you got recentering the boundaries is another thing. So that's what I'm probably doing. I'm sort of not letting her think, and it's like I'm not the same person to her. She's like, well, why is he acting a little bit different? And also I've still got a bit of this stuff, so I sound a bit deeper in my voice. But I don't want to pity or anything like that. I must be joking. That's why I closed her down when she started saying about don't sound very well. Is that right? I had COVID, right? So what do you expect me to do about it? At the moment I've got my plan. I'm going to concentrate on my hola. I'm going to practice on my Spanish, and I'll be doing daily, and then bit of investment stuff. Keep it low key because I don't want to blow loads of money, put things into in the market, blow up. There was something that shot up. Somebody put £250 in like over a week ago, and it shot up to 1.1 million. I thought, imagine if it got into something out. I saw it and I thought that. I think it may return to its all-time high in the future. It's Pepe, some meme thing. I think it will return at some point up to its higher volumes, but not yet. What it's demonstrated is potential, and people reading it, oh well, it's potential. All coins, all these meme coins, and in reality, no, it's more about this particular brand, and I think it's going to re-go up in price. So that's something. I will slowly invest some money and ladder it in. Ideally, like a grand in there, because if it drops 3 noughts, that'd be fine or whatever. So basically, you want a good $500,000. I mean, if it made that much money, I'd have just taken the money and trying to invest it into other things, and it would have been bloody awesome. But miss out on these things. Anyways, peace on off. Have a great one, and speak soon. Bye.